What's your goal for emergency food storage? 3 days? A week? A month? Maybe 6 months? A year? More than a year? Well, how do you know if you've reached your goal? Stay tuned. There's a little background to making this video. I was watching a video by Sutton's Days, and she's a fellow Michigander. She lives up near Sutton's Bay, up in the northern part of Lower Michigan. And by the way, I'll leave a link here to her channel. I think you'd like it if you like mine. Anyway, her video was talking about what she was reading, and she enjoyed apocalyptic fiction. I like apocalyptic fiction too, although sometimes I get tired, of all the testosterone in some of the novels. They're usually written by a man, and one character seems to be almost a Superman and saves the world type thing. But anyway, she was talking about some prepper novels that was written by a woman who actually lived in the UP, and that's the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and wrote this prepper series, and it was called The Journal. I ordered the first book in the series immediately for my Kindle and started reading, and it really kept my attention. But as I was reading it, I started thinking, because the protagonist is involved, I don't want to give too much away, but she's needing to live on her preps for a year or more. And I started thinking about my food preps, and do I really have a year's worth of food preps? How do I know if I have that much? So that's why I'm making this video and going through the process I did. My goal is at least 1 year of food for both my husband and myself. And, it's not the easiest to determine, because if you just bought, those prepackaged meals for a determined length of time, like you buy a year's worth of food for 4 people, then you know how much you got. And I do have a little of that. I was lucky enough to win the Urban Preppers Mountain House contest a while ago, and I received a 14-day Mountain House supply kit. I also purchased 4 72-hour kits from the Patriot Supply a while ago. So I guess I have 9 days worth of food for the 2 of us. Well, it's just a little bit towards my goal. But my food is kept in various places. It might be in the pantry next to the kitchen, in our freezers, in downstairs where we keep the home canned goods and the home dehydrated food and our freeze-dried food. So my first step is I have to inventory all my food supplies. And this goes along with Jordy Prepper's hashtag check your preps. He does that every spring and fall, and so I'm checking my food preps this fall. Doing the inventory was actually quite time consuming, and I had to move boxes and everything, but this is what I came up with. Here's my Excel spreadsheet, the tabs at the bottom, so you can see what each of my spreadsheets are. I have annual, and that's where I'm totaling up everything. My pantry, frozen, home canned, long-term, dehydrated, and my general supplies. For my 1 year goal calculation, I am only going to include food supplies from my home canning area, my home dehydrating, and my long-term preps. Everything else that I have in the freezer or in the pantry, that will be in excess and hopefully make meals a little richer, or let me extend my goal a little further. When looking at my freeze-dried food, I divided my stash in different categories: meat, meals, vegetables, pasta, fruit, drink, dessert, baking, and other. Now I've further divided these categories into columns. So I have the item, the brand, how many number 10 cans, the date I purchased them, the date they can expire, how many servings in each can, and what are the total servings, and then the calories for each serving and the total calories. So I have almost 300 servings of freeze-dried meat. And I did the same calculation for each of my categories in my long-term spreadsheet. My home canning spreadsheet is different, however. So you can see it here. Again, we have the item, the total number of servings, and the pints and quarts, and the date canned, and the year canned. Now, I considered a pint to be 2 servings and a quart to be 4 servings. You know, before I start this, I have to mention something. The creator of the Art of Prepping YouTube channel will be absolutely cringing now because I am showing you some of my food preps. And I know that is not good prepper OPSEC or whatever it is. I'm supposed to keep what I have quiet, but the purpose of my channel is to educate other people to prep. And to do that, I'm revealing my own preps, so hopefully I can help others to prep. So, not the best strategy if you're a prepper, but I'm bearing my soul, I guess, to you all. So here's my totals. And you can see for meat, I have 402 servings, meals, 221 servings, soups, 146, total rice and pasta, 175. And of course, both of those would be used as meal extenders, and they could be meals in themselves. Beans, 959 servings, again, a meal extender or a meal with rice and beans. Potatoes, 240. I'm still working on the vegetables. I'm trying to figure out how to really categorize all my dehydrated vegetables. So I don't have a count for that yet. And my drinks, I have to see how many tangs, the big canisters you get at Sam's Club. But from what I home can alone, I have 526 servings. And for the essentials, I have to find kind of a different way to keep track of them. It might be per pound or something, the weight, as opposed to the servings, because it doesn't quite make sense. Now, in addition to this, we do have chickens, so we get fresh eggs daily. And hopefully in the summer, we would have a garden and we would have fresh produce. So this is just my exercise in trying to determine, have I met my 1-year goal? I would like to have more soups and I would like to have more meat. So I might work on that, but really because of the rice and beans and other things I have on hand, I believe I could make the 1-year goal. The difference might be it would be less calories than what my husband is used to. So I may have to work on that and think about him sometimes taking double servings. But I may be at my goal or I may be under my goal. Not quite sure because it's very, very difficult to determine. Anyway, I would love to hear how you determine reaching your goal and what your goal is. I find this kind of thing fascinating. So please let me know in the comments below. This is Prepper Potpourri saying please subscribe, share the knowledge, and thank you so much for watching.